What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. Your boy JP coming to y'all with another how-to, and today we have a 2004 Honda Accord. I'm going to show you how to take this factory out and how to install a brand new unit. Now, if this is your first time tuning in to the channel, please consider subscribing. This is what we do here: car audio tutorials, radio removals, Q&As, all that good jazz. So first things first, what we want to do is come down here and we want to pop these clips up and remove this from the shifter, from around the shifter. All right, so now that that's removed, you want to come up here where it says not an ashtray. It's already loose, but you want to go ahead and take the not an ashtray part out, and then right below you're going to see two Phillips. It's going to be one right here and one right here. I don't think she has, oh, she does have one. Okay, so we're gonna take that out. In this car, she doesn't have both of them, but you will have one right there and one right there. After you take those two out, this right here is held in by clips. You just pop that up and move that to the side. Now, once you get here, you have one Phillip on this side, and you also have another Phillip on that side, and that's going to secure your pocket. So now we're going to put this down. It's going to be easier. It's easier to put that down, take that out. Those are held in by clips as well. Next thing, what you want to do is you want to come up here and remove this part. I want to come around this side right here. Pop up some of them clips. Pop up some of them clips. There's clips all along the back of this thing on both sides. Now we got those sides up. See, you can't do the same thing to this side. Sorry guys, I had to put the phone down and use both hands because I didn't want to tear anything up, but this thing is held in by clips. And honestly, we can just kind of put that to the side right here. And now you have three Phillips at the top that we need to take out. All right, and lastly, what you need to do is come up under here, and there's going to be two Phillips, or you can use an 8mm socket. There's one right here, and then there's one right here on the other side. Me, I like to use my right angle driver, which is this thing right here. And it's just gonna help me go ahead and grab these two. Now, once we get these two screws out, we honestly should be good to go. All right, y'all, now that we got all the screws out, everything else is just held in by clips. We can come behind here and take out our harnesses. All right, we disconnected all the harnesses, get this ugly factory radio out. Now let's go ahead to the test bench and get our new dash prepped. All right, y'all, so we are using the PAC RPK4 HD 1101, which is give us the ability to use a single or double DIN by adding the tray for the single or just using the brackets for the double. We're going to get our wiring harness. We also have a different pocket because when you use this piece, you would not be able to use the door on this one, so you're going to get a brand new pocket. Now this one, the radio that we are using a single DIN Kenwood. It has front and rear USB, so instead of running the rear USB to like the glove box or something like that, we are going to install this, which also comes with your pack kit. It is a USB that goes in here, so you just want to stick it in, run it all the way through. Get done with that, it literally just kind of snaps in place. Boom. So that will run to the back of this USB. That part's done. Next thing that we want to do is take these little metal things out of here and put them in here. Also, the clips that's on the back, we want to take these clips off of the pocket and put them on here. That's all I did was just pop those off, and we are going to place them in there like that. Snap into place. All right, so we got our USB done right there. We have the little part that screws in. We took those clips off the old one, put it on the new one. Now let's tackle this piece. All right, guys, and now what we want to do is we want to take our little clips. They are you will see that the R stands for right and the L stands for left. I don't know if that's gonna focus here or not. We're gonna set this little bracket right here inside these holes. Once I put this in that hole, this is going to snap on top like that. All right, so now we have those things snapped in place. You wanna put this right here. And with the screws that came with the deck, we wanted to put 3 on this side and 3 on that side right there. So let's go ahead and screw these in. All right, so now that we have that screwed in on the left and on the right side, we turn around. We are doing a single den that looks really nice and sleek. Now, if you were doing a double den, you just won't use this pocket. You will still screw this bar in, but you will cut this piece that snaps onto the back. You will cut that, and then you would just put your CD player in, and then you will mount it on the sides. Speaking of CD player, we are going to take this trim off because we're not going to need it. Then we're going to take our radio and we're going to slide it in like that. Slide it down. All right, so now that we slid our radio in all the way, that's what it looks like with the stacked with the pocket. And then now you see that we have these screw holes. We're actually going to take the screws that came from the deck and we're going to screw these in because that's what fits the deck. All right, so you got the CD player screwed in. It looks pretty good. Now let's go ahead and take some of these clips and put them on the back of our little tabs right here. Now this thing is also going to come with a spacer. I don't think we actually need this one in this vehicle because that is for Hondas to actually have like the navigation. This one didn't have the navigation in it, so it's not as big. As you can tell, you see this little ridge right here. It looks the exact same on our factory radio. Now if this was the navigation piece, we would use this spacer, and then all we would do is you would just slide it in. It'll snap, and then there are 2 more screws that look like this. You will screw them in at the top. We don't need that part, so we are not worried about it. So now that we got that part done, now we just want to go ahead and install our little knobs. This thing comes with the little turn knobs because we're going to be replacing the AC as well. This is a single zone, so we're going to be using this. If we had the dual zone, then we would use the other ones. We would use the auto and the dual. We don't have that. We have the single. So let's just go ahead and pop that in here. Should snap into place. All right, so we got both of those popped in. They just kind of snap in, and they do snap in a certain way. You just got to make sure that this is straight up and down. Press it in, use a little bit of pressure, and we will program to make sure that the dash kit understands and knows that we are using single AC controls and not dual. One thing that we do have to do before we even think about putting this back in is cutting this bar out of the way. Since we're putting in an aftermarket, whether it's single or double den, this will be in the way. What we want to do is we want to just basically cut right here and cut right here, removing this bottom part, but we want to get as close to this as possible, but not to where we actually cut the mounting hole. So let's just go ahead and take our air saw and let's get cutting. Real simple. You guys don't need an air saw if you don't want, but I just use one because I have it. Now what we're going to do is we're probably going to test fit that just to make sure that we don't have to go anywhere further. I'm pretty sure that's good though. Oh yeah, that fits how we need to. Yeah, so that's all we need as far as cutting. So now that we're actually back in the car, I want to talk about this piece. This is the module that makes everything happen. I want to explain what these mean. This is a little diagram on this side to let you know what the plugs on the back, which one you're going to use. If you're using the dual climate control, you will use these 2. We don't have the dual, we'll have the single. So we're going to actually use this one right here, which means our green plug that comes from our car is going to plug in to that one right here where it says for vehicles with single zone AC. There's one more pin, the 20-pin harness at the top that goes to our radio connection. So this right here is wired up going to our aftermarket radio, and this one right here goes to the kit. So on the back of the dash kit where we actually have our radio, we have a connection right here. That's where that plug is going to go. The only other thing that you might want to worry about would be the dip switches if you have steering wheel controls. We don't have steering wheel controls, so we're not going to touch these. But if you have certain steering wheel, if you have like a Kenwood JVC, you need to take these dip switches up and down to kind of program to whichever radio you have. we're not going to worry about that because what was that pin? That was for the OEM display at the top. We don't have that, so we're not worried about it. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This is your first time here. We didn't actually go over the wiring. Well, the reason I do that is because I have over 100 different radios, 100 different videos where I show you how to take the radio out, put a new radio in, and wiring up the CD player part is the exact same way each time. So to make sure that I give everybody what they need, if you know how to do this part already, I don't waste any of your time with that part. But if you don't, I have made another video that shows you what wire colors mean, how to make connections, all that good stuff, and it's how to wire a CD player up. That video is in the description and the cards in the corner. That way, for if you don't know how to do this part, you have a second resource and everybody gets what they need. And I keep these videos as short as possible because I just don't like making long ones, even if they're detailed. So let's go ahead and get all this stuff connected, which means we're going to put the blue harness is going to hook up to our blue that came from the factory radio. This green one is going to connect right here when I take that sticker off for our single zone. And this pink with the black, we need to hook this up to our data wire in the kick panel, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We are here at the fuse box. You want to come up to this white connector, which is right above the fuse box, and this one right here, this brown wire with a yellow stripe. You see how we turn, you see that yellow stripe? That is the one that we want to tap into. So if you're looking at it like this, you got two rows of wires right here. That next row right here, the pin all the way to the right side, we're gonna connect our pink with the black stripe wire to this blue with the to this brown with the yellow. So let's go ahead and tap into that. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused that I'm actually using a white wire, because this is just some wire that I had left over. I'm actually extending it, and then because what I want to do is run my Bluetooth down and then run this wire with my Bluetooth wire all at once. That way I don't have to come back down to mess with it. Now, we don't want to go ahead and solder and tape this connection just yet, because we want to test everything first to make sure that it's the right thing. So now we're back into the inside. All right, y'all, so we have everything wired up. It's just kind of sitting there right now. We got our kit hooked up. We just want to go ahead and program this thing, test it, make sure everything works before we actually make it all pretty. All right, so we got this thing turned on for the first time, and it's showing us P1. P1 is the menu for steering wheel controls. This car does not have them. So what we want to do is we want to turn the car off. And then what we want to do is press and hold the mode button while we turn the car on. Once we turn the car on, we're going to be holding this button for another 7 seconds, and then it's going to show P2. Once it shows us P2, that's going to put us into the AC mode, so we can let the radio know what type of car we're working with. And then once we do that, we want to change the fan up and down to let them know what type of car we actually have. We have a 4-door sedan with single zone climate control, so we wanted to go that to number 4. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Let's hold mode, turn it on. 7 more seconds. All right, so now that we're in P2, we want to press our fan up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 is going to let the dash kit know that we are a 4-door coupe with the single zone. And if I'm not mistaken, we need to press this rear defrost button to save and exit. All right, so now that we got that thing programmed, it should just automatically exit out, and we should be able to use our AC. Oh yeah, turn that down, low, high, centers, 0. Make sure all our buttons is working good. All right, so that's it, man. If you guys found any type of value in this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I'm gonna finish snapping this thing back together so it looks like we never took it out. Oh, that looks good, man. this just is awesome. I hope you guys found some value. Of course, all the links will be in the description as much as I can find for you guys. Until next time, it's your boy JP signing out.